Hey y'all, happy Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas Eve for those who celebrate. Can you guys hear me? Hope so. Okay, so I wanted to go live really quick to talk about, hold on, to talk about none other than the case, of course. Everyone's talking about it, and I just wanted to give my little 2 cents and just, my really my thoughts on a lot of the things that I've been seeing since Tory Lanez guilty verdict has come out. It's revealed a lot. And, I titled the live The Revolution of Protecting Black Women because this is definitely a revolution. It's not very often at all that we see a Black woman getting justice for something that was done wrong to her and taken to court, like, went to trial and everything. And keep in mind that Meg didn't press these charges. The prosecutor charged Tory Lanez. And it's just also really interesting how, after everything was announced, Tory Lanez's father started, yelling Rock Nation, blaming Jay-Z. He's the one who made the call. And which is crazy. You know, the days of these men thinking that they can act a whole fool and just no one will care, no one will get in trouble for it, those days are over. Okay. The more that Black men refuse to protect Black women, the more foolish they're going to look to the entire world and just never really be taken seriously. Okay. So this is not only a reckoning that is happening, um, among Black men from Black women, but it's happening among Black men from the whole world. Okay, the whole world can see how they don't care to protect and act right, even when they have money. Okay, Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, and everyone involved in this situation, they're not the everyday average Black people. Okay, they have money, they have fame, they have lots of resources, lots of connections, and to still act like this, to still, especially for Tory Lanez, to just not care about his behavior or his action is wrong. And what is also wrong is seeing people say that it never even happened. There's Black men saying that Tory Lanez didn't do anything, that there's no evidence, his hand wasn't on the gun. His DNA was on that gun. How are you going to have a gun and everyone else touched it but you, your own gun? That don't make no doggone sense. If it's what? And then not only that, but there's other evidence that proved he did it. Okay, when Kelsey took the stand, that's the one thing about friendships y'all need to watch out for. Is when Kelsey took the stand, she didn't want to really admit to anything, but there are text messages where she already admitted it from months ago. Text messages that can't be changed, that can't be like reversed or twisted around. She literally sent messages out that said Tory shot Meg, okay? And there was, that witness or whatever said that they saw a short man shooting everywhere. Hold on, let me also share this. Okay, so protecting Black women is it's definitely something that a lot of people are going to be paying attention to coming into 2023 and beyond. The days where we are looking out for Black men, those days are over. Those days are absolutely over, and I don't know what Black men thought. And the problem with the whole BLM, defund the police and trying to keep the Black men out of jail, the problem with that is that has gotten so popular to the point where we don't want to see Black men go to jail over any reason, even when they're guilty, right? It's like such a trend, and now it's becoming a taboo thing for a Black man to go to jail, when according to the stats, it's a Black man is most likely to go to jail than anyone else. And it's been like that for decades, guys. So the social media campaigns for Black Lives Matter and for defunding the police and all this other stuff, it's almost going to make it seem like, oh, another Black man in jail, how horrible. And it's just like, Black men do crime. They do bad things, just like everyone else is capable of doing bad things. They're not exempt. So these movements have a lot of people fooled into thinking that Black men should just never go to jail for any reason. And if you open your mouth to put him in jail when he did something wrong, you're the bad guy. Okay, you're trying to tear the Black community down. When it's like, the person who's trying to help the Black community are the people who are going to um, keep other people safe, and doing that by calling the police, calling the authorities, making it known who these bad guys are, and getting them locked up under any circumstance. So I'm obviously really happy about this verdict. People are going to start believing Black women and doing it on site. And this is definitely a reckoning for a lot of Black men who think that they can just treat Black women any old kind of way and think that they're going to get away with it. I mean, Tory Lanez in general, outside of this case, has a history of being violent and aggressive towards women. His lyrics say it. I mean, the music he puts out promotes that type of behavior. So for them to think that he's just this innocent lamb outside of the studio is bonkers. He has real life examples of being aggressive and violent, and, you know, um, allegedly fake examples in his music, which we don't know that for sure either. He could be rapping about real times he was really aggressive towards people. And, I guess he also punched August Alsina for no real good reason. So he has a history of being violent, being hot tempered, and just flat out being stupid. And he deserves the sentence he's going to get, not just for Meg, but for other things he's done to people and have gotten away with it. And Black women need to keep this up, okay? You need to, let it be known that you're not tolerating this type of treatment anymore, that you're not for the culture anymore. And this is a major cultural shift for the Black community, the younger Black community especially. Okay, Black women are letting it be known that we are not going to cape for you anymore. The BLM stuff is over. Okay, whenever something bad happens to a Black woman, the last thing you're going to see is a bunch of Black men marching for her in the streets. That's just not going to happen. It's unfortunate, but it's just the truth. So for that reason, Black women not have only stopped marching, but they have stopped covering. Okay, stop doing that crap. And the fact that a prosecutor had to come in and charge him, and still not even charge um, are still, Megan still didn't charge him herself. That also says that also lets you know that other people, black women, are willing to protect you. Other people are willing to stick up for you even when you may not agree or you don't want to go through it, and they will give you the justice you deserve because other people see value in black women. And it's unfortunate that there's black men who don't see that, or even some black women that don't see it in themselves. That's also very unfortunate. So, I mean, it was just inevitable, right? He got this case started from a state prosecutor. Okay, like if you get prosecuted by the state, you're not gonna win. Okay, it's like the state got you on trial. You guilty. You going down one way or another. Like it just is what it is. They don't play. They have all the resources to find out the truth. And if you get caught up with the state like this, kiss it goodbye. And as far as these Rock Nation, Jay Z stuff, I don't know nothing about that, but I wouldn't be surprised about that either. I don't really know the history as to why Rock Nation or Jay Z would have a problem with Tory Lanez, but I know that Beyonce and Meg the Stallion are very close. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some influence there. Um, that her being close with Beyonce. I mean, they hopped on a track together, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some Rock Nation Jay Z type of stuff that happened because of this. I wouldn't be surprised at all because Beyonce is, she's not her and Solange for sure. They definitely aren't like that. But I know that's a reach, right? I know that's a big reach because he was talking about Rock Nation, not Beyonce and Jay Z. But Femme Caribbean says, I'm also glad that black male hatred towards us is now seen in real time and how they stood behind this balding hobbit. Yeah, the whole world is watching the reaction of black men, y'all. The entire world, right? They're not embarrassed. They're not embarrassed that they dislike their own woman. They're not embarrassed that they're ready to go to another man's group of women to do whatever with her. They're not embarrassed by any of that. They're proud of it. They think that black women don't deserve protection based off of our attitude, based off of our weight. Mind you, both of those things are not exclusive to black women. Other groups of women are also overweight and obese. Other groups of women also have attitude, but their men don't yell from the rooftops, we're not going to protect y'all. That's bonkers. And this is why black men, with this type of behavior, a lot of them are not going to be able to maintain healthy and productive um, communities and societies because they want to be coddled a lot. I'm saying this is all it's about. They want to be coddled. They want to be put on a pedestal. They want to be treated to the highest level of excellence, but yet they have not produced excellent results themselves to deserve that type of treatment. Sorry, y'all. I thought I just saw something crazy in my house. Colorful Queen says, girl, they're saying that they're getting their passports and the black men celebrities are going to stay away from black women because we are evil. I mean, you know what? The more, if they need to stay away from black women to protect themselves, number one, that tells you is that if they were going to be around you, they were most likely going to hurt you. So if they're saying they don't want to be around because they don't want to get in trouble, um, I think that's a good thing for black women, in my personal opinion. But yes, it is laughable to believe that they can go from group of women to group of women to group of women to try to find some saving grace, and it's not going to happen. I mean, none of these girls, these white girls, Asians, or whatever, are looking at black men like heroes, are looking at them like amazing men because they're seeing how they treat their own women. So the Hispanic girl is saying, well, if you treat black women like this, your own group, I'm not going to expect you to treat me any different because I'm a woman too. Some of them, there are some other women that are going to welcome in, you know, uh, that are, a little spiteful themselves towards black women. But a lot of the ones that have sense, they're not going for black men as their first choice. I mean, that's kind of obvious. It's even backed up by data that other groups of women don't choose black men first. They choose white men first. You know, from Caribbean says I was in Clubhouse last night and they made a room titled Tory should have aimed higher. See, that's crazy. That's crazy. Black men, I just I just don't think I was not that I don't think they do not like their own women. They don't, y'all. They celebrate when us as black women go through something. They celebrate when us as black women go through something and the perpetrators get away with it. Like they celebrate that, right? They don't want to see us win. It's very disgusting. It's very shameful. No other group of men does this. I mean, and other groups of men also have problems with their women too. None of their relationships are perfect, but they don't collectively get together to start movements, campaigns, and conversations about how their woman should just burn to death or something on at the stake. Like that just doesn't happen. And I bring this all back to the fact that a lot of these black men didn't have their father in the home. So they've never seen their mothers in respectable positions. And so um, they carry that in the world when it comes to like how they look at black women as a collective. That's just what I think. But the thing about this case is Tory Lanez comes from a two-parent household actually. His parents are still married. He comes from a two-parent home acting like this. So, I don't know what it is. I've noticed a lot of black men that come from two-parent homes. A lot of them I've met are technically like better in terms of how they think and interpret things, but a lot of them though have like this spoiled little boy, bratty little boy type of persona to them. So I still don't count all of them from two parent homes as like the best because a lot of them were like treated like the spoiled sons. A lot of them are still pretty coddled. Oh, that was Tori's stepmom. Oh, stepmom. Oh, okay. Someone said he came from a two parent home or his parents were married. So I guess that was his stepmom. But, you know, he's also Canadian and Caribbean. So there is that too. Yep. I don't have a lot of experience with Caribbean men, but yeah, I have heard, some things and I believe all of it. I hope Megan does a Tina Turner. Me too. Now, her man Partisan, I haven't seen anything about him being like not supportive. He did put out a pretty heartfelt message. So I don't think because of this case she needs to like leave her man party, but I do think she needs to open up her network group and start connecting with people that do business better and collaborating with people that just act that know how to act. Like stop collaborating with people that are, have the gutter of the gutter type of thinking. Like I wouldn't work with entertainers that talk crap about black women and abuse black women. Like I just wouldn't. He has a kid, girl. Nope, he needs to leave him. Well, yeah, I know I wouldn't. I don't want to be with a man who has kids personally. I don't have any children, so. But I mean, if that's her choice, I respect it. I'm still pro black woman. If that's who she's happy with, she's saying that's her partner, that's her man. I support her in that as long as she's not being abused directly in that relationship. If she says she's happy and he meets her standards, I can't argue with that. But I do think that she can find something else. That's for sure. She can. I mean, she's Meg the Stallion. She not only her fame, but she's a gorgeous woman. So she can date a man from any culture of any kind. But I definitely think professionally, she needs to switch up her circles. She needs to switch up her circles ASAP. Okay. And just people are saying things about this case that aren't even true, and they're saying it like they can't go back and just read the facts. Like they tweeted all the evidence um that was supposed to be out there. Hold on. I'm trying to find the one. So this is all the evidence they have. Kelsey's Tory shot Meg text to Meg's bodyguard on the instant of the night. Tory's recorded apologetic call to Kelsey after the shooting. Tory's apologetic text to Meg. LAPD body camera and footage, videos of Meg in the ambulance, 2 911 calls from neighbors about gunshots, surveillance footage. Like, I mean, these first three, Kelsey sent a Tory shot Meg text. Tory's recorded apologetic call to Kelsey after the shooting. Like, why would he apologize if he didn't do it? Right. And then Tory's apologetic text to Meg. Why would he apologize to Meg if he didn't do it either? Right. So, it like, the evidence is there. I don't get how people are saying, oh, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Yes, he did. He did it. He did it, y'all. He is guilty. These people really just don't want to face the truth. They don't want to see another black man in jail. And it's not that people want to see black men go to jail. People actually want to see black men having more self-control. People want to see black men not ready to abuse black women every single time they get in their feelings about something stupid, to be ready to take a black woman's life over it. That's really what people want to see, is black men acting like they got some sense, or getting some sense in general. Okay? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The misogynoir is crazy. And then they want to talk about, snitch culture. I was watching one commentary video from a guy in the manosphere, and he was saying that, he was saying that snitching culture uh, is here. Rappers are snitching on each other more than the rappers from the 90s, so like Takashi 6ix9ine. I guess Gunna snitched. There's a case going on with Young Thug and Gunna. I haven't even been paying attention to it, but apparently he snitched. And then they're going back into the rap community and treat it like nothing's wrong with it. Versus back in the day, if you snitched and you went back into the community, you got like you got, there was consequences. But black men today aren't giving other black men who snitch any quote unquote consequences. And that also is in alignment with recent stats that came out that said younger black men are not involved in as much gang violence compared to young black men from the 90s. So younger black men are actually a little bit less violent today. I know that's hard for a lot of people to believe, but when I say young black men, I mean ages 18 to like 21. Those black men, although there's still some that are violent, black men are still, violent and taking each other out. But the gang culture was at its height in the 90s, and it's not like that as much today, according to studies and research. Okay, so yes, younger black men are snitching on each other and nothing is happening. A lot of young people are playing video games and stuff. They're not outside. They're not outside ready to take each other out like that anymore. And I hope Megan sues the hell out of these bloggers for defamation. And I hope Kelsey get tried for perjury. That disgusting pick me. Yes. I don't even know why she felt the need to lie or not say the truth. I guess she must have taken some money. And I think that bodyguard must have took some money as well, considering that he just disappeared. Because he would have been he's like the main one out of the three, Tory, Meg, and Kelsey, that could have said what was the truth. He was the bodyguard, right? So I think he took some money as well, hence why he disappeared. And that's that. But the text messages and everything that came out before any real money was paid, which was like right after the incident actually happened, that evidence is there. Okay, they can read your messages. The state can get access to your phone, your emails, IP addresses, and the exact location of where you were at during the time. Okay, you can't fool the state. All right, I've only worked for the government. When I tell you they can find out anything, they can. Don't mess with them. If they come for you, You better just give it up because you're not going to win. And so Tory Lanez has done a lot of dirt to a lot of people, and now he got tried by the state, and it's over for him. He's gonna be gone for a while, right? That's why he had his last tweet earlier in the month. He had an album, I guess, that had a lot. I don't even listen to his music, so, but apparently he had an album that had a lot of Meg the Stallion, you know, type of lyrics in it addressing the situation. He's done. Like, he's done. For a person who didn't do anything, that's what he claims or what everyone else is claiming. He sure has done a lot of apologizing, a lot of explaining for someone who everyone else thinks is innocent. Like, what? Meg didn't shoot herself. Now they're saying the girl probably grabbed a gun. It was like a fight, and the girl probably did something. I don't know about that. I don't know about that exactly. Right, the bodyguard just exactly. Like, he ran away on purpose, and he got paid. That's why he disappeared. It's just so obvious that Kelsey and the bodyguard were paid money. They were paid money, y'all. All right. So, like, I'm glad that this guilty verdict is here. Protecting Black women is only going to grow. It's not going to stop. This is not going to be the last time we see a Black woman put a Black man. I don't even want to say that because technically, once again, Meg didn't press the charges. The state prosecutor did. Okay. Meg was really gonna just keep it go, like, let it slide, continue on, and just avoid Tori at all costs. She was just not going to, like, she could have lost her life, y'all. Like, shot in her foot. You have arteries and stuff in your foot. If you hit an artery, you're dead. Period. Point blank. She was a few inches away from getting an artery hit and bleeding out to death. Can't save her. I'm not a doctor or anything, but last I checked, I don't know how you can repair an artery, child. Like, I don't know. A lot of people don't survive after that. Okay? Like, this is a very serious, serious situation. And it's disgusting that Black men are treating it like it's no big deal. She's fine. She had sex with all these people, bringing up her sex life. Like, okay, she had sex with somebody, with a few people even. That means it's okay for her to get shot? Like, what the heck is going on? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, young people that are single with no kids, especially, they have sex. They sleep with folks. It is what it is. Like, why are you trying to use that as a reason to why her getting shot is not a big deal? Like, what? So if she was a virgin, would that have made it better or something? Like, I'm confused. I'm really confused. Like, I don't know why they was talking about who she was sleeping with. What does that have to do with anything? Sorry, y'all. I'm looking for a specific post that they did of. So, you know, protecting Black women is it's a real thing. And there's men coming on here talking about how, oh, he shouldn't have messed with a crazy woman. Oh, he shouldn't have vetted her better. All these stupid things. And it's just like, whether a woman is crazy or not, whether you know the woman very well or not, pulling out a gun and shooting it is wrong. It's wrong if you do it to a woman who's been promiscuous. It's wrong if you do it to a woman who's a virgin. It's wrong if you do it to a woman who got a 40-inch lace wig, or it's wrong if you do it to a woman who is proud Afro chic. Okay, it's wrong. Period. And for some reason, it's just not registering to these Black men. Like, they think that it's all about Meg and who she is what got Tory in this predicament, but no, it's what Tory decided to do with a weapon. And I guess Tory Lane's attorney, you know, kept calling Meg a liar, a liar, a liar, and then backing that up with saying that she lied about sleeping with Tory to Gail. What's Oprah's best friend name? I think is Gail King, right? She did an interview. And so because she lied about sleeping with Tory this whole entire time, she must be lying about the entire case. Is like what Tory Lane's attorney like in her closing argument. And it's just like, what? Like, first of all, we have an amendment, part of our a constitutional right called the right to privacy. So that includes like your medical records is private information, who you sleep with is also private information, and really anything that you as a citizen consider personal to yourself, you have the right to keep that private. So Meg the Stallion, even if she was asked, she doesn't have to tell people who she slept with. That's her private business, her private personal business that has nothing to do with her professional life, has nothing to do with any deals she may make, it has nothing to do with any concert she has coming up, like has nothing to do with any of it. So because you her using her refusal to admit who she slept with and then using that as like a way for you to uh, try to like make her less credible in a case where there's plenty of evidence to prove that she was the victim and she was hurt is bonkers to me. It's bonkers. Like, but they're talking about the fact that she lied. For her to really utilize her right to privacy, she could have just said, I refuse to answer that question. But instead, she just flat out lied and said, no, I didn't never sleep with him. I never slept with him. And so, they think, oh, she lied about the whole case. But then again, she has the right to privacy. She doesn't owe anyone an honest or correct answer about her private life. She doesn't have to. Now, if someone is going to shoot somebody, now you're breaking the law. Now you have to tell the truth. Now you're going to commit perjury. So you don't have a right to privacy anymore. Once you break the law and the state has to get involved, nothing is private. Did she break the law sleeping with Tory? No. So why would she need to tell the truth with that? Why would she need to reveal that? At the end of it, these males want further justification to harm us. Nothing would have made a difference. Exactly. They do. This truly is a revolution, y'all. Okay. We're going to see more Black women speaking up. All right. I'm really, really, of course, I feel for Meg. I know this took a major toll on her mental health, but I hope she understands what she did for our Black women and Black girls everywhere. I really hope she understands what she did. What she did is let Black women and Black girls know that telling your truth will will protect you in more matters than anything. And telling your truth will put the people in their place to no longer harm you anymore. Nasha said, I never heard her deny she slept with a gnome. She simply didn't acknowledge the incident. It was probably trash anyway. I wouldn't speak on it either. Yeah, and she doesn't have to. That's the thing. It's her right to privacy. It's in our Constitution. She doesn't have to report who she slept with. Right? She probably had to answer it for this case to make it make sense of like the passion that was involved in the incident. Why did you get so mad? Were there romantic relations involved? Did you guys have feelings for each other? Because those things can drive a harmful act due to passion. if you love someone, if you were intimate with them. Okay, human emotions do matter in this case. I know it's all about the law, the law, the law, but your emotions drive your actions. So that's why they have to like ask questions like that. But in the time when she's being interviewed by reporters and stuff like that outside of the courthouse, she doesn't have to answer that or speak on it. What the hell? Like, are you kidding me? Okay, here's this post. I wanted to. Okay, so this is like the evidence. Just to go over some of the evidence, Kelsey in her September interview says the defendant shot Megan. Argued help. Text. TA said Kelsey texted Megan's bodyguard 5 minutes after the shooting. Tory shot Meg. Tory's apology text. He says, "I'm sorry. I would never have done that if I was drunk. If I wasn't drunk." Like y'all, are you serious? 5 minutes after the shooting, Kelsey said Tory shot Meg. I don't. I still. I don't know. These allegations saying that um Kelsey was the one to do it. I low key don't. I don't believe it though. I don't believe that. I don't believe Kelsey shot anyone. If she sent that text message 5 minutes after the incident, that is not enough time for a person who did commit something to be that like clever and conniving. After 5 minutes, everyone is panicking and freaking the hell out. You're calling the cops, you're spilling out everything that happened. You know, you're in a panic, full blown panic mode. You're not in conniving, petty mode. Okay. All of your senses kind of go out the window and you're just desperate for help. And so you're just trying to relay the truth and relay the message and get some help because you see your a person is bleeding. You could possibly have a person dying on your hands. Like you don't know and you're thinking all these thoughts. You don't have time to like put the blame and be conniving on in less than 5 minutes. Like what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. So Kelsey took the stand and she didn't want to say anything because she got paid, y'all. She got paid. She got threatened. Something was going to happen to her if she told the truth. Period. It is what it is. And Kelsey and Meg were once best friends, right? So they probably think the same. They probably both didn't want to see another black man in jail. Meg the Stallion said her whole reason for not doing anything on that night was because she didn't want Tory Lanez to be put in jail or to go through anything with the police. Kelsey was probably right along with her. It is what it is. They both reluctantly, Meg and Kelsey, both reluctantly went through this case. They both didn't want to go through anything. They didn't want to do anything. It was a state prosecutor who did all of this, guys, and got the justice. So it is what it is. People are saying there's no evidence, there's no evidence. There's more than enough evidence. Are you kidding me? There's evidence from that night. Jail call, he's the only one apologizing, not Kelsey, TA argued. Let's say she's the shooter. At no point does Tory say, "What the hell happened? What were you doing?" TA said. TA said, I don't know who Ta is or TA, honestly, but said the absence of what's not on the call is just as compelling as what's on it. So they made a good point. If Kelsey was the shooter, Tory would not be apologizing left and right. He would have addressed Kelsey in that kind of way. In that kind of way of, what the hell did you do? He wouldn't say, I'm sorry, oh. Like a person who's incredibly apologetic obviously did the crime. So, this was really a big deal, guys. This was. I can't remember the last time, or if there ever really was, when a really famous, popular black woman that has a lot of influence one something like this, like has something violent happen to her from another black man in the industry, and won and got him in jail and possibly sentenced for up to 20 years or more. I don't remember. I don't know any. This is huge. This is really a big deal. And now, it's time to, like, see that these black men are going to continue to blame the system, the gynocracy we live in, and all this other crap. Classic blaming everyone else. Classic blaming everyone else but their own actions. So get ready for that. This is why a lot of these men are never going to be leaders, never going to be real protectors, because they don't know how to, have responsibility. Hey, Black Widow. Kelsey found out the hard way that it never pays to align yourself with the degenerates. Exactly. No, it doesn't. And a lot of people are saying that Meg Thee Stallion's career is over after this. I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. She's getting so much support, especially from people outside of the rap community, outside of the Black community as well. And I think her next album, her next project is going to be huge. And I don't know if she's going to say anything about this case in her next project. She probably won't, because this is really, really, she probably won't release anything for a while because this has really affected her. So I wouldn't be surprised if she kind of stays silent and maybe focuses on other things other than music. Because, artists, they tend to really put themselves into their music, especially if they went through something in their own personal life. So until she's ready to talk about it, we won't hear about it in her music. We'll probably see her do other things. Like, she might do more appearances. You know, it's just a shame that more of these wastes of flesh aren't in jail for crimes against women. Dr. Dre should have been under the jail. Yes. Imagine if this was Dr. Dre. It would be crazy. Her next album is about to be really good. She's about to be a hit, y'all. I'm telling you now, in 2023, which is most likely, when she's going to put out her next project, it's going to skyrocket. Doesn't even matter if it's that good or not. It's just going to be a time for her to shine. Like, it truly is a time for her to shine. It's a time for all Black women to shine who have been done wrong, in horrible ways, that have almost lost their life. In the days of, like, protecting Black men and trying to keep them out of jail, those days are over. Black women that know better now are literally doing better. Okay? Period. Period. And the crazy thing is that these prosecutors and these attorneys and stuff like that, they know the truth when it comes to Black on Black crime. This state prosecutor bringing this to light and starting this trial was to help Black women, was to get Black women to help them get the truth and to get people off the streets. Because guess what, y'all? These types of menaces of society aren't just affecting Black women. They're also affecting people of other communities and cultures that want to walk around, and, gentrification and all that stuff is happening. So the quote unquote system, they will prosecute and do what they can to get these violent folks off the streets. This is all a cycle. This is all a cycle. This isn't just about Tory and Meg. This is all a cycle and a message that things are going to change. It is what it is. It is what it is, okay? We live in a capitalist society. Gentrification is happening, and in my personal opinion, this is one way it's going to start to happen. Are going to start clinching on these necks. They are not going to align with the Black woman's code of protecting Black men, because they're trying to get these violent Black men off the streets by any means necessary. And like I said earlier, you don't want state prosecutors coming for you. You will not win against the state. You won't. You're gone. Period. They have access to everything. There's nothing you can hide from the government. Sorry, boo. They got a track on everything. They got a track on everything. These nignogs are retarded. I'm sorry, excuse me, but they're very remedial to think that they can get over the state. Very remedial. I don't feel bad for them. I feel very happy for Meg. This is the protect black woman era. We have entered it coming into the holidays and coming into 2023. People are going to believe black women because people know other community other communities, excuse me, know the truth. They just need black women to cooperate. This is also a part of gentrification. Whether you like it or not, live in a capitalist society. The government will do what it can to keep things moving smoothly, and they will take and eliminate what's in their way. But keep in mind that the things that are in their way are things that are actually harmful to not only black women, but everyone else. All right. Like, the government doesn't even like rap music, they don't even like rappers. Gunna and Young Thug on trial. Same with Tory Lanez. He just got locked up. The government doesn't like rappers, and they're the first target, the easiest target, in finding out about these like um, hidden criminal agendas and stuff. Like Young Thug and Gunna case, I don't really know much about it, but let me tell you how dumb a lot of these rappers are. They put all the business in their music, leading the authorities to the exact people that they've been trying to find for who knows how long. My God. So this isn't going to end. Because rap music is about that type of lifestyle. It's not about anything else. So the more of these rappers keep putting out music about what they're doing to women and each other and the gangs and stuff like that, they're going to continue to get put on trial and locked up. Like, what sense does it make to put out material about you doing crappy stuff and then you just think no one's going to check for you on that? These authorities aren't dumb. They know that these rappers are rapping about inside jobs. Like, come on. They're going to get y'all off the streets. Like, hello. So if you want to go to jail, in my opinion, and what it's starting to look like, if you want to end up going to jail, become a high earning rapper. Honestly, that's how you do it. Because it's like they're getting tried left and right. They're getting snitched on and they're getting put in jail for years, time and time again. Just never fails. It's wild. But now they're starting to snitch. So now it's not just the rappers going on trial, it's everyone else that's tied to the rappers. I live in California, so Gavin Newsom, he put out a bill or a law or whatever that he signed saying that the lyrics that rappers put in their music can't be used against them in court. Why do you think he did that? Because rappers incriminate themselves in their own music all the damn time. And I'm not a Democrat, okay? I'm not very liberal. Those who've been on my channel for a long time, I'm much more of a like conservative. So, Gavin is very liberal and Democrat. So he will put out stuff to keep black men out of jail. White liberals, they tend to fall for the okey doke, okay? They tend to have that white guilt and all that stuff. They tend to fall for the okey doke and just believe that, black people are all targeted and we do nothing wrong. And it's just not true. Black people do things that are wrong. They commit crimes that deserve to be put in jail. Like, it is what it is. Black people aren't special and exempt from committing crimes or anything like that. Nasha says, what folks fail to realize is that black women have actually been a buffer for black men. Our silence has been why they've been able to get away with a lot. Black women are falling back. Black men can feel all of this. Yes. I mean, it was already getting out there with the interracial dating stuff. And now with this case, it's like the big mega cherry on top of the ultimate message that black women are falling back. Like, I mean, what more do they need to know? Black men are mad that you're dating other races of men. And now, a new thing for them to get mad about is that you're not going to lie for them in court, that you're not going to risk your life for them so that they can stay out of jail. So it's like that. You're starting to have two types of black women now. The first type doesn't want to be around black men whatsoever. The second type will be around black men, but will call the police if you act up. That's what I think is happening. And then, of course, you have the mammies and the pygmies, but I don't include them in the two types of women because they're just male identified people, in my opinion. So I don't include them. But black men don't want them anyway. They'll be advocating for black men, and those black men won't pay them no mind. They want the black women that are dating outside of their race, and they want the black women that are willing to put them in their place with the police. Those are the types of women that black men continue to talk about all the time. They don't talk about the black woman that's willing to support them and keep them safe and warm at home. They don't talk about them. They don't. It is what it is. She says the mammies and pygmies are the most dangerous women. They're very dangerous. They're very dangerous. They're dangerous to other women, obviously, because they they're willing to make you look bad, feel bad, and paint you to be the bad person so that they can get the attention and validation from men. And they want to protect men, so they're gonna keep the turmoil and the chaos going. They're the dangerous ones in the community. The most dangerous ones in the community. They don't want anything to be fixed. They don't want any accountability whatsoever unless it's on other black women. So, and it's sad that some celebrity black women were also on Tory's side. There has been a lot of, you know, other celebrity people who have come out and said Meg the Stallion is just not a good person in general. So that's probably why she's just not getting a lot of support from other celebrities like that compared to like Tory Lanez. But, I just still that's irrelevant. Just because she may have done something else like previously to someone that they didn't like doesn't mean she deserved to be shot and that she should just deal with it as like punishment for all the wrong she's done to other people. Like, what the hell? Do I think Meg the Stallion is a perfect person? I don't even know her to say so, but she has gone through a lot. She's lost both of her parents. So I would understand if she has some things about her personality that resulted from that trauma. That would be understandable to me. I would get it. I wouldn't say I support bad behavior or excuse it even, but I can say I understand why it is the way it is. When people go through serious traumatic things, it does change who they are. It's just a fact. So, but nonetheless, she obviously doesn't deserve to get shot because she like probably talked about someone behind their back or whatever, or made a promise that she decided not to keep. Whatever petty stuff they're saying is making her seem like such a bad person does not excuse why she should get shot. And not only that, but Tory Lanez definitely isn't perfect either. He's very harmful and abusive. He punched August Alsina in the face for whatever type of reason. Um, he's definitely not a good person either. And last I checked, I haven't heard or seen anyone talk about Megan Thee Stallion going around punching on people for no reason at all. So Megan Thee Stallion doesn't have a violent history like that. People may not like her personality for real, but she's not violent and aggressive and harming people, pulling out weapons on people. Like, are you serious? I'd rather have a person in the community who may talk trash a lot than to have a person in the community that is ready to whip out a weapon and shoot at me whenever they get upset. Like, which one would you rather have? I'll take the person who just has a trashy mouth because at least they're not going to take my life. Like, hello? Come on. Yep, G says the mammies and pygmies will put their children or other children in danger too over a man. Yeah, they will. They absolutely will. So, it's disappointing to know the ones that are black women celebrities that are sticking up for Tory Lanez. It's wrong, guys. It's wrong to pull out a gun and shoot people. I just don't understand why so many black people think that's an okay thing to happen. They honestly think it never happened. They honestly think that, you know, Meg is lying about the whole thing, even though there's doctors and all types of people saying, yeah, we worked on her foot, someone shot her. Like, I guess, just the delusion that a lot of black people want to live in. They just don't want to believe the truth. They love playing victim. They love it. They feed off of it. It's sick. It does nothing for us. Nothing. Nothing for us at all. It's disgusting. Can we also talk about Tory using his kids for sympathy was disgusting? If he really gave a damn about his children, he shouldn't have had a gun. Yes, I noticed that too. Girl, I didn't know he had kids. Who knew he had a child? What? I definitely didn't know he had a child, and he never brings out his children in anything. Truly disgusting. Truly disgusting. His child doesn't deserve to go through any of this and to be put in the spotlight like this for this reason. It's gross. It's disgusting. Right? Like, he's not a good person. And then, his father coming out and yelling at the cameras talking about we all need to rise up for our son. Like, he's our black son, like, trying to pull the whole if he was your son argument. And it's just like, sir, no one is going to march for your angry tempered hot tempered son. He did wrong. It is what it is. Like, what the hell? What is wrong? Like, what is wrong with some of these black people? Like, I don't know. I guess black people, those types of black people believe that since we went through slavery, that, we shouldn't get on trial for anything. Right. And this is what pisses me off about the slavery stuff, is that our people, the ancestors that were actually in the field being slaves, if they had the type of freedom we had today, you know how grateful and how on their best behavior and just would in general be the best. Like, they would look at us today like we're psychotic. Black slaves looking at black free people today, they would look at us like we're crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost equivalent to like refugees that come to the US who are so grateful to be here, and they get confused when actual American citizens say that they hate the United States for all these stupid reasons. Where there's refugees from like Cambodia and Afghanistan and Pakistan or whatever that are like, are you kidding me? Have you been to my country? Like, we would be looked at as crazy. Like, stop using the slavery stuff as an excuse or as like this underlying, reason as to why Black people shouldn't have to go through anything today. Tory is an immigrant, so it's double weird. Yeah. Yes. He's an immigrant, but I know that there was a lot of slaves who escaped slavery and went up north, and some of them ended up in Canada. So he could technically have. He's also the Caribbean, but there were Caribbean slaves too. So he technically could have ancestors that were slaves. You never know. I don't know his family tree, but if not though, if he doesn't have any ancestors that were slaves, he just came from the Caribbean, went to Canada, then yeah, it's weird. Like, stop caping for everyone just because they have the same skin tone as you. Fam says, and if I were Jay-Z and Beyonce, I would take his family mentioning their kids as a threat because why involve them? They had nothing to do with Tory being violent. Exactly. This is the classic coddling of grown adult Black men. You never wanting to acknowledge their part that they played in all of this. If he just didn't out a gun, if he just didn't even bring it with him to this night, he would have been fine. He wouldn't have gotten tried for this. The fact that he sent to Meg, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have done that if I wasn't drunk. Like, what the hell? Like, a gun and someone using it all laxy daisy on you, that's not something to play with. That's not a, oops, my bad. Like, that's not what? And especially with the whole thing with guns in this country and just that whole conversation in general, like, that's a serious matter. That's a serious matter. Okay. So, hey, that's not something to play with. Like, what? Just no. And this is just how delusional some other Black people are too. They think that gun violence and stuff like that is just not that big of a deal. Because I guess it just happens all the doggone time. And everyone was raised in a hood where they heard gunshots. So it's like they're desensitized to it. But guess what? The rest of the world, these other communities, they weren't raised like that. So it's a big deal to them. And you will be prosecuted to the fullest and highest level. And this reckoning is letting them know that Black women aren't going to stop it. They're not going to protect you from it. You're going to get prosecuted. It is what it is. So, that's the most I wanted to say about this case. I'm really happy and excited that Meg got the justice she deserves, even if she didn't feel like she deserved it or didn't think that she was going to get any. She earned it. She deserves it. And this is not going to be the last time we see something like this, as long as Black men continue to commit violence against Black women. We're going to see, we're going to see people take a stand against it. It's not going to end here, especially with this type of information coming out, these movements, the reckoning in general of just how Black women are moving. There's a new generation of Black women coming on the scene, y'all. And this is just the beginning, tip of the iceberg, and we're witnessing it in real time. So it is what it is. These men need to understand we are not their mothers. I am not going to protect you. You are not my son. I ain't got no kids. So if you try to come for me, your tail is getting put under, okay? Under the jail, in the jail. I'm not going to stop it. I'm calling these authorities. You got me messed up if you think that it's okay for me to risk my life to save you some grace. You're out of your mind. See ya. Let them know. This is the beauty of having a system, is that the system can protect women. It can, if you let it. So, it is what it is. I'm really happy for Megan. Justice for her has been served, and for other people, specifically for Tory, justice has also been served for other people that have had to go through his, crazy levels of aggression and have been abused by him as well. And this is definitely a lesson to other abusers out there that people are not staying silent anymore. So get right or get locked up. Simple as that. So, what a way to enter into the holiday season and into the new year. But I'm going to leave this live up. I'll catch you ladies later. Make sure to leave a comment down below what you ladies think, like the video, and have a great Christmas. I'll talk to you ladies next week. Bye bye.